Hey guys, Alex here, and I'm back with Afan Lido for our season 30 review. Yep, 30 seasons now, 3 decades. I never thought it'd get this far, to be fair. And yeah, I didn't think it would be that popular either. Um, it's just pretty cool to see how far you can go with such a small team. Um, Firstly, though, I would like to thank certain people just for like shouting me out and whatnot. Like I haven't actually said it in a video, which I realized I should have probably. But people were like Mick, obviously, he like literally it was 200 and then like 100 in a day. So if you're one of those people that came from Mick, thank you, and Mick, thank you. Also, just another guy. He did a shout out video, and I was included in that. He also does a Welsh save with ABBA, so you should check that out. But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to the people that sort of shout me out, which increases the amount of people that see what's going on and stuff. But yeah, you should definitely go see check out both of them and look at their shows because they're very, very good. Um, but enough of that. We should start looking at the fixtures for our 30th season now. Um, Never really thought I'd get this far. Definitely just I thought it'd be maybe 15 seasons and then it'd sort of get boring. But I've sort of stuck with it and seeing how far we can actually go with Wales and see. It's sort of like an experiment now, really. Like how long will it actually take to get Wales to be a major force? Because I have a feeling we're not going to win the Champions League for a long while. It's going to be when the Welsh League is actually a lot bigger and see if that actually does happen because the progress for in this game is just nothing that it should be. Because for this club, we've been in the Champions League for 25, 26 years straight in the group stage, and we've been to the quarterfinals in about I don't know 20 straight now. No, past the group stage, yeah, to the quarters. So it's just, I don't know. You would think there would be a lot more advancement from that point. But anyway, finally, onto the fixtures. After our 4-1 win over Care, we took over Real. Um, we took on Real in the second part of the league. Capozzielli, Benali, and Potter with the goals. Took on ABBA, a 1-0 win. Which was pretty good from Nelson. Lincoln was a 1-1 draw away. Pretty happy with this, seeing as Lincoln is an English club, so they are generally one of the better clubs. Ryan Potter with the goal. They got goals straight back, but in the end, it was a 1-1. I was quite happy with it. A draw away. Right, there we go. Yeah, so went on with from that. Then we had TNS, and that was a 0-0 draw at home. Quite disappointing to draw with them. If you look at the stats, we did sort of have the most of it, especially with possession wise, but unfortunately we couldn't get the win from that. Then we had um, Bangor City, and we won 5-0 in that game, which is pretty crazy. David Sullivan, Capaferri with two, Leo Montiel. Yeah, so that was that. Then we had Bethesda, not the games company, but the Welsh amateur team in the Welsh Cup quarter-final, and that was a 9-0 win. Figueres actually getting 4 goals in that game, all from headers. I think one volley, two from a corner. But yeah, pretty crazy there. Benali with a goal, Nelson with two, Potter with one, and Luke Martin with one also in that game. Um, I've never actually seen as defender get 4 goals in a game, which is pretty crazy. 9 point, and he still didn't even get a 10 rating, which I just find completely unbelievable. 1-0 win over Ryder away. Alan Henderson with a 91st minute goal there, cutting it a bit fine. Then Lincoln at home was a 1-0 win. Capozzielli with the goal. Still can't pronounce his name. Um, they dominated, to be fair. We played on the counter and we got that goal early on and we just sort of held out after that. So I was pretty happy with that. Onto the quarters we went. Um, Real after that though was a 3-1 win. Alan Henderson, Lou Perry and Darren Baker with the goals. 5-0 over Aber away, which is completely out of the blue. Benali with a hat-trick and Figueres with two. I think we hit them at the right times. We got them straight away, and then two before half time, and then two right at the end, sort of killed them off. Had a friendly due to the big gap between the league and the Champions League quarterfinal, where we actually had PSG, and we drew 0-0 away, which I was really pleased about. They just over the moon. They dominated the game completely. Um, but we held out. They actually have quite a few players. They actually have Alexander Kon Kodanovic, who, if some of you remember, played for Arsenal, and they signed him for 28 million. And he's done amazing there. So I was so happy that he didn't score against. Like I saw him in the starting lineup. I'm like, well, fuck, we're screwed now. But we got 0-0 away to PSG, which is pretty good. Would have been better with a goal, but I was happy with 0-0. Newtown was a 1-0 win in this World Cup semi-cup final. Semi-cup final? Semi-final. Um, Figueres was the goal there. And then, just out of nowhere, was a 5-0 win over PSG. Absolutely ridiculous. I've no idea what happened, but if you look at that, we had 6 shots on target, resulted in 5 goals. We were pretty efficient in that sense. But Baker got a really early goal, then Benali, and then Potter. And we were 3-0 up within 16 minutes. I was just sitting there like, is this right? Like what? Then Jordan Martin got one, and then Benali got another one, and gave us the 5-0 win. So I was really happy with that into the semi-finals, obviously. And you would think it would be a live com. I did do live comms, but I'll show you what happened really. We had a 4-2 win over Ryder, Figueres, Alan Henderson, and Haya with two, who is a youngster. I'll show you. Um, 4-1 win over TNS. Benali with two, Alan Henderson and Xanthopoulos with the goals. Then we had Man U in the semi-final, and we lost the first leg at home 4-0. We were fine until the 20th minute, and then they scored two. And then right on the start of the second half, they got one, and then right at the end, they got one. Basically, just killed us. Then we actually, in the middle of this, we actually had to play a cup final, the Premier League Cup final. We had Airbus beat them 2-0. Ryan Nelson and Kappa Ferry with the goals. So that was pretty good for us there. Another Premier League Cup final win. And then after that, we lost 5-0 away, which was even worse. And the first thing, they just scored straight away, and then they got a penalty, and then we sort of crumbled for those few minutes, and they got run right at the end to give us the 9-0 loss on aggregate. So as you can tell, they weren't the best live comms. There was a lot of bitter Alex and pissed off Alex and swearing Alex. So I decided I looked them over and I was just like, nah, there's no point putting them out if it's going to be just a crap sort of live comms like that. So I've decided to review it after the game, and I probably will do that sort of thing unless it's an exciting one, not anything like if we get smashed, I'm not going to put the live com up. If it's a close one, I'll put the live com up. So that's sort of going on from there. If we look at the Champions League, Man U actually did go on to win it, so I'm quite happy in that sense. But still not happy about the fact we went out. Liverpool beat City 6-3 on aggregate to go through, and in the final, look at that. That is just incredible. I've never seen anything like this. Like I was like, oh okay, it'll be a bit pretty, like a 2-1 or something, or 3-1, and then it's a 6-6 game. Like it's unbelievable. Um, I'll try and take you through it. I think Man U got a goal straight away. Then they went 2-0 up. Then I think Liverpool brought one back right before half time, so it was 2-1 going in at half time. Then right after kick-off, went 3-1 to Man U. Then it went straight away, straight after that, back to 3-2. Um, and then it made it to 3-3, I think. But then Man U took the lead back to 4-3, and then they made it 5-3. No, 4-3. Liverpool made it 4-4, and then they made it 5-4, and then right on the 90th minute, Xhaka made it 5-5. Then Brank completed his hat trick to make it 6-5, and then Pardo completed his hat trick to make it 6-6, and then it went to the penalty shootout, and Man U won 6-5 on penalties. Van Brum missed his, Xhaka, and then Sapula finally missed to give Man U the title, which is, if I had been Man U, I think that would have been the best Champions League final, like the most glorious one to win ever. Because the amount of times you were up and Liverpool fought back, and then to win it on penalties would be great. If you were Liverpool, I think you just end up giving up because you came back so many times. But that's a pretty good final there. We did have one fixture left, and that was the Welsh Cup final. Well, no, we had two actually. With the Welsh Cup final against Airbus, it was a 3-1 win. Ronnie Markey, Capoferri again, and Thompson with goals there. So that's a pretty good win for us. Um, and then finally, last league game because it got moved because of the Man U fixtures was Bangor City away, and we actually went with a it's sort of like a yearly thing now. You play the just the reserve and the youth team in this, no first team players, and David Sullivan got us the winner there to give us the league. It was a lot not not as close as last year, I think. If I show you the league, we finished with 86 points overall, 28 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses. Last year we finished with 81. Aber in second again, then TNS in third, Real in fourth, Bangor City, Ryder, Care, Aber Uni, Airbus, Newtown, Stephen Druids and Barry go down. Barry go down with a record of 0 wins, 3 draws, and 29 losses, resulting in 3 points. I don't know if they've scored the least and conceded the most. Um, they only scored 13. Let's see if there's any ones that doesn't seem like it so far. No, that's the least scored ever. And let's see if there's ever been 100. Oh, there's been 100 before. I think I saw that coming through. Yeah, Bala conceded 100. Yeah, that's it, I think. So they have the tied for the worst goals conceded, and they've the record the worst goal difference, which is pretty crazy there. If I show you the awards for the league, Manager of the Year went back to me again, which is pretty good. 90% win ratio, not too bad there. Um, then Player of the Year went to Sergio Figueres actually, because he played quite a lot in the league, surprisingly. 19 games, 7 goals, 34 voting points, pretty good for him. Team of the Season went to well, there was 4 players: Ronnie Markey, Figueres, Joe Brooks, and Alan Henderson up front. So for his first year in the league when he was 16 and 17, not too bad. Um, yeah, and then other awards was top goal scorer, Reese Wigg for ABBA. Record, I think, was it a record? No, it wasn't. 34 was the record. No, 39 was the record from Connor Thompson. My God. 33 for him though, far and away better than everyone else. Rob Morris, an old striker of mine, finishing with 15, which is pretty good there. And then Young Player of the Year went to Alan Henderson, wholly deserved. Has had a great year. 350k was a lot of money. See all those green stats go up. 13 goals and 15 starts and 10 subs and 9 assists. Not a bad return from him there. Also, I wanted to show you. I don't think I showed you in January. Go to the world, and we go to awards, and then you go to World Team of the Year. As you can see, there is a Afan Lido player in the World Team of the Year, in the starting 11 as a centre back, next to the likes of a centre back like him, and pushing out centre backs. Nope, Bertrand wasn't in it. Felipe, is he a centre back? Nope. Or Bear, is he a centre back? Nope. No, from Brom isn't. I know that. Jesus, he's a goalkeeper. Where's the bloody centre backs? My defensive midfielder centre back. But yeah, basically, Figueres made Team World of the Year, but wasn't nominated for World Player of the Year. Never has a Afan Lido been player nominated that. It's just absolute bullshit. What the hell? It just makes no sense to me how badly reputation the Welsh League is kind of made it as to be. It's sort of like, I don't even know. I think it's probably due to the Welsh League and um the league rep, I'd say, because our club rep is continental. So yeah, but Figueres, he's had a brilliant season. He's 27 now, but he's just every year he's been great for us. Like look at that, 8.161 season. Every year he's been over 7, which is great. And then gets Team of the Year, but doesn't get nominated for World Golden Ball or Player of the Year. Just just makes no sense to me. But guess that's how it goes. If we look at the squad wise, they're not here. They're on holiday. But if we go through the squad, team players wise, goals wise, Benali had 19 again. Nelson had 18 for Gueras. He was the third top goal scorer in the club. He got 15. Henderson with 13. Haran with 12. Capoferri had a good year. He had 11. Ryan Potter had 10. Martin with 7. Sullivan with 6. Assists wise, Nelson had 18. Benali had 16. Potter had 12. Henderson had 9. Martin had 7. Capoferri had 6. Blah blah blah. Average rating wise, Sullivan was top. To be fair though, look at Sullivan. He had quite a few injuries this year, but the games he played, 7 appearances, 6 goals, 4 assists. Not too bad there. Then Nelson, Alan Hire, who I will show you, only played one start and one sub and got 2 goals and an assist, which is pretty good. Nicolini only had 3 appearances. Benali there. But yeah, so I will show you our 19 squad. So I think we've had 2 players come through, I guess. Yeah. First, I don't know if this was last year or this year, was it? No, it was last year he came through. Daniel Taylor's still going. He had quite a lot of games this year, so he's developing well. This year, coming through the youth was a player called Alan Hire, um, or I don't know how you pronounce that. You can tell me. But 16-year-old striker looks very good. Liking the look of him already, and seeing as I sub him on and he scores 2 in his debut, I'm pretty happy with that. Um, Also, coming through our youth system was a Nigerian, Chinedu Nam. He wasn't actually recommended to sign, but I signed him anyway because he'd be our first Nigerian. And also another Brazilian, another crap Brazilian, Fabio, another centre mid. Yeah, they're pretty crap at the moment, but hopefully they will get better. But I wanted to sign them generally just because they are sort of my first players from a different nationality, I'd say. But yeah, so generally, I think that is that. Finances wise, got quite a lot of money, 30 million, not too bad there. Um, Anything else? Facilities wise, you can see all the legends and stuff. There's quite a few legends and icons and whatnot. Um, I don't know. I think that nothing really has changed on the what's it called front, the reputation front. Where's the European reputation? Um, I'll show you the league. We are now up to 13th. We've stayed 13th. We were up there last year, so that's pretty good, seeing as we're there. And if you look at the nation coefficients, we're in 11th, which is where we need to be. So I'm quite happy with that. Also, I do have some notes of things I've saved. Um, I keep forgetting to go through this every time, but merchandise sales updates. So I have it every year except the second year. This was the first year we ever had it. 477k. Non-domestic was 47k. That was it. Over 1,000 shirts, just about. Benali, Jarman, Potter, Nelson, and Kanati. And then the third year, we sort of skipped a year. We sold 732k's worth compared to 477, which is pretty quite a lot. 73 non-domestic. Then it's like Benali, Nelson, Jarman, Potter, and Berger. Then the fourth year, made another 100k and another 10k in the non-domestics. Sold 1,500, so we're going up slowly, about 100 each year in a way. Nelson, Berger, Benali, Jarman, and Potter. And then finally, this year, we broke a million and then broke 100k in non-domestics and then nearly broke 2,000. And then you can see there, Nelson, Berger, Potter, Benali, and Fox. So I want to see how well this does as we keep going. Hopefully we can keep increasing it and seeing how things go. But yeah, so this has been it. 30 years at the club. I'll show you the best 11 of the Scott side. There we go. Best 11 over the years has been. Come on. There we go. There it is. The oldies are still there. We haven't really had much of a difference of people coming into the best 11. I think Markey was the most recent one. In goal, you got Gill, 360 appearances. Wayne Clark, 477 appearances. Mr. Lido for a while. Alex Evans is still there. One of the first players you have at the club, 304 appearances. Johnny Walsh is there. He's retired now, 239 appearances. I think Markey will take over him soon. Then you got Craig Hill at left back, still playing, but he had to leave. Simon Hurley's still there with Adam. How is Adam Wade still in centre mid? I think we go through centre mids the most because they're, in my eyes, you can sort of rotate. There's a lot of good midfielders out there, while there's not as many good strikers and centre backs. Well, especially defenders. They're a bit hard to get hold of. Callahan on the right still one of my favourite players. Hilly on the left, also another favourite, and then McCaw and Draper. Like these four up top is just the dream sort of thing, especially Draper and McCaw, just excellent. Dave Dafford on the bench still, Markey there. Potter's making his way in, along with Benali, of all people. 222 goals. Very good ratio. He's got the best ratio of anyone in the league, not in the league, overall. Then Billy Thompson's still there. Phil Warlow, and then Kieran O'Sullivan. So that is that. Landmarks wise, we just got loads of wins and me signing more contracts. 3 board takeovers, all the facilities upgraded and stuff. Records wise, if you look at the overview, most league goals, Draper. Most appearances, Draper. Top league goal scorer, Draper. High average rating was Potter. Youngest player was Gary Parry. Oldest was Ashley Williams. Fastest goal was Gonzalez. Most goals in the match, Benali with 6. Assists was Draper. Mark Bowen was the youngest goal scorer, and Ashley Williams was the oldest one. And yeah, generally, just I'm so happy that I could have gone this far with Lido, and I can going to continue on to try and hit 40. That's probably the goal before FM15 comes out because that's been announced to come out in November. So I got a few months until then. But yeah, until then, guys, or until the next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's been Alex, and I'll see you guys later.